Tonight on Comfort Level Podcast, 3 humans, 1 guest, try to read.
With Sam, Maddie, Brandon, and our special guest.
Christmas spirit.
Join us tonight or today at 12 p.m. as we figure out, am I the asshole? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Comfort Level Podcast.
Oh, oi, oi.
You might notice something a little bit different about us.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane.
Hey.
Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
Christmas weather.
I'm cold.
Christmas sweater.
Jingle bell, jingle
Merry
bells.
Christmas.
And I would just like to introduce Jack Quavius Frost.
Jack Quavius, good
Jack
to see
Quavius
you.
Frost.
I'm glad to see you, man.
Yeah, it's a good dude, man.
He's chilling. He looks happy.
He's going to be here for all the Christmas episodes.
Yep.
Maybe.
Most of them.
Some of them. These aren't recorded in a crazy order. This is
Completely
This is
different order.
all chronological.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm confused.
We don't have any inside jokes that we just can't say till way later because we shot them so far in advance.
So what they're trying to say is we did have like a little shoot that we did in October where we might have been like, we're going to take a filming break in the beginning of the year and we're going to take a 3-month filming break. But you guys won't see that because we shot it all in October. Okay.
Right.
So some episodes are going to be like, okay, that was 90 days ago. Other episodes like this, it's like, no, that was 3 days ago. We shot this.
Yeah.
And some
Because-
people, like, Maddie's missing an arm in some, and then she has the arm back again in some. You're like, wait, how did it grow back?
Where's the
Right,
timeline?
right.
Currently, she doesn't have an arm. Let's just say that. The arm is missing.
Right.
Actually, it's in this episode somehow.
Oh,
So we know that it's going to be gone. That's weird.
Yeah.
Are you predicting the future at this point?
Because this is filmed in December after
The arm.
the
Yeah.
armless episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know
Salary's
my
still
most
up.
important question around the holidays? I've never asked you guys this. What are your thoughts on eggnog?
I like it.
I don't really like
I
it.
feel I knew one of you guys were going to be mad.
I'm not mad about it. I just don't want to drink it.
Even if it's just like, I only drink it during the holidays. It's not like, you can't drink eggnog in June. That's evil.
You know what? Let me say this. I've never tried eggnog.
Wait, what?
Actually, yeah, I remember this. Our first year of dating, she's like, I don't like eggnog. And I was like, how do you not like eggnog? She's like, I never had
never
it.
tasted
And I was like,
it.
no, you have to try it.
You have to try it. That
It doesn't
is-
sound good. Eggnog?
You gotta
Nah.
try it. Oh, okay, we're doing it this year.
Yeah, we got to.
We have a Christmas episode that we're gonna do with Sadia where we have some presents that are gonna happen.
I'm bringing eggnog.
Okay, I'll try eggnog. So Sam, are you single?
Currently?
Yeah,
I am
currently.
single.
Because
And I'm ready to mingle.
puns. I don't know what the puns do.
Oh, dang it.
Because we might be coming out with a live stream in
Are we?
February where we have our first season of The Blachelor.
The Blachelor, and that's the name we're firmly going with.
We made a if any women, because Sam,
Yeah, specifically. Should we actually limit it? Because
that's a question for you.
I'm firmly attracted to women, but should we alienate our male listeners who want to take their shot? They're probably going to lose.
Okay, so you're telling them right now.
Yeah, right now it's probably not going to happen, but I'm not saying no to them.
Okay, well,
Everyone put your things in.
anybody
hat in the
interested
ring.
in kind of doing like a blind date live stream with us, we're gonna we have a Google form for you to fill out in the comments or
And
in
they-
the description.
Very, very specific and important questions.
Yes.
They're all required. You
Especially
have to
number
answer all
6.
of them. Do you remember what number 6 was?
Yes.
He was very
Okay.
he was adamant about number 6 getting in there.
Well, yeah, so we're going to do that. If you want to be a contestant on the live stream that we're going to do in February, it'll be, I think, a few days before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you can be my Valentine.
Is it? It's a few days before,
Yeah,
right?
it's before.
It's like the 10th, I think. Or the 9th or something. But, so yeah, we're gonna do that.
Take your shot, ladies and men as well. I'm excited.
I feel like you would know. Now.
You would think.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I'm never going to say 100%. I'm pretty sure.
And then I think we're going to try and do a live stream at the end of this month. I'm saying this here and now so you guys can be aware of it. And then if you hear more about it in the next few weeks, then you know it's confirmed, okay?
And if you don't comment, don't talk about it
again.
Ever.
Don't be like, what about that one thing you said? Otherwise, we'll try and do a January one before we do the Blachelor.
10, 9,
oh, no.
I don't know.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lasagna! Like this next story!
I like how you guys are like...
I didn't know this was happening.
I was like, the countdown it's getting more stressful as the time goes on. I'm like,
it is so stressful.
Because I think just like you guys were confused, I didn't know why I pressed it. I'm trying to figure out what these buttons are because they're not labeled. So, am I the asshole for refusing to make lasagna for Christmas after what my mother-in-law did last year? That's like you, Sam, making mac and cheese or Brandon not making his dressing.
Well, first of all, I've never heard of lasagna for Christmas, but I'm a fan and I need to be introduced to this person of how to get lasagna on Christmas.
Okay.
Because people be having ham. I hate ham.
that hurt you.
I don't like ham.
Ham's all right. The ham's cool. It's like, you got to just mix it all together, you know? It's like...
Did you get ham sweats?
Okay, wait. Are you eating like a whole
you
circle of it?
You eat the entire ham.
Sam, why are you eating all of the
Is that
ham?
what you're supposed to do?
No.
Oh.
That's why you hate it. I get it.
Because I had like a Mrs. Trunchbull from Miss Matilda, and she just fed me ham in front of the whole school.
Was it honey ham?
It was a honey baked ham with the pineapples.
And the glazed brown sugar.
Yes. And she's like, eat it. And I ate it all.
Am I the asshole for refusing to make lasagna for Christmas after what my mother-in-law did last year? I, 30 female, have been together with my husband, Michael, 31 male, for 7 years. Married for 3 and dating for 4. My mother-in-law, 58 female, has always hosted Christmas ever since I've known him. I've always made lasagna for Christmas and other special occasions. I'm essentially the family lasagna maker, and I honestly don't really mind since I love to cook and bake. However, last year, my mother-in-law decided to make lasagna based off of what she saw me doing when she was at my house and a recipe she got off the internet. I was surprised that she prepared a pan of her own, but I didn't say anything and even got a small piece. It did not taste good. And it was barely touched while mine had almost half gone near the end of the dinner. That infuriated my mother-in-law, and she even wound up doing a rant about how everyone loves me more than her and tried to throw my lasagna in the trash.
What?
I say tried because it mainly ended up on the floor. Michael and I quickly left after that, and my mother-in-law has not apologized for it since. Yesterday, she called me to confirm what I was making for Christmas this year, and on her list of things I should make was lasagna. I politely said that I wasn't going to make lasagna due to last year's incident, and I'd be happy to make anything else. My mother-in-law wasn't as polite and called me vindictive for refusing to make the lasagna over a small mistake. I just refused again, and it made my mother-in-law angrier, so she told me that unless I show up with lasagna in hand, she wouldn't let me be at the Christmas celebration.
Oh, that's rich.
My husband says it's easier just to make the lasagna to keep the peace, and I shouldn't hold my mother-in-law's mistakes that she made out of anger against her. Word got to my sister-in-law and brother-in-law for my mother-in-law, and they're saying I should also make it even if it's just half of what I usually make. Am I the asshole?
Oh my gosh. I don't think so. This is your punishment.
Yeah. I think this is in the wrong form, though. You should put that in petty revenge.
Yeah, that is pretty petty revenge. But
Just to be like, I'm not going to make it anymore?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I'm like, if I was in that family, I get it. I'm like, get her. But I'm still thinking about the lasagna, so I'm like, hopefully this is not an every year occurrence.
Yeah.
In the future, let's mend fences. Let's get lasagna. I don't know how we can acquire that. Can I just get it?
Right.
Can you make me a personal, personal?
Can I pay you to make it for me?
I'll pay you money. But yeah, throwing the lasagna on the floor. What is up with these older people throwing tantrums? When would that ever be okay? You would yell at your kids if they did that. Why is a grown woman doing that? Who has adult kids doing that?
I would yell at the mom. we all get this back.
Actually, I'd be eating it off. I'm like, why would you do this? Now I'm eating off the floor.
You're like right next to the dog. Dog's like, hey man. Like, hey, what's up?
Good stuff, ain't it? Good soup.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's the asshole. This is because it's like you guys are saying, the mother-in-law is so immature for literally doing that, making another lasagna. Why don't you just ask her like, hey, can you teach me how to make it, or can I make it with you sometime? But I don't think it's about the lasagna. I think it's about the fact that mother-in-law hosts the dinners, but yeah, everyone comes for the lasagna seemingly.
So good.
Her pride.
Yeah.
Because the mother-in-law sound like she ain't got no specialty.
Nope.
She ain't got none that people look forward to.
Listen, she's got something special.
She
brings
house.
people together.
She does.
And she should look at that. She shouldn't look at the fact that her lasagna is not very good. You know? Let OP make the lasagna. You know?
I just wish one of those kids would like look mother-in-law and I and just be like, you'll never be her.
Dang.
That'd be great.
She would break
And then
down.
they start doing the TikTok dance. I never felt so down. Da, 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 da. And then,
never be.
or yeah, they're just filming them as they're just capturing the whole thing as it's happening, and they're like, she'll never be her. And then it's just like a montage of like OP just like model photos.
Faded lasagna just floating through.
Lasagna on the ground, the dog and Sam eating it.
Somehow the dog has a thumbs up.
The dog. How did he get opposable thumbs?
This lasagna is life changing. It's giving a dog opposable thumbs, and you just want to throw it on the ground. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I think the husband's in the wrong too for just being like, listen, just make the lasagna, please.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's petty, but it's not petty on OP's part. It's petty on the mom's part.
Right.
So it's like, I mean, no.
Yeah, what consequence did the mom face for her outburst?
She didn't even apologize.
Yeah, didn't even apologize. Yeah.
A whole year.
Yeah, a whole year.
That whole awkward interaction where you take my good lasagna and you try to throw it in the trash. So you suck at throwing things in the trash too, because you missed it and it fell on the floor. Unless somebody tried to stop you because they're like, "Wow, I was just gonna get a piece. I was just gonna get another piece."
This actually reminds you guys watch The Bear.
Mm-mm.
No, is that the chef thing?
Yeah, the chef thing. In the second season, they had a Thanksgiving episode. Was it Thanksgiving or Christmas? It was a holiday episode where the mom, she definitely has like some kind of mental things going on, but everyone's like around her, and it's a really great episode, but it's like all chaotics of family, different kind of relationships, but she's like cooking stuff, but she's like chain smoking, drinking, and she's like, why don't you guys love me? I'm doing all this work. You guys are doing it at my house. And they're like, everyone's like trying to placate her. Like, no, we love you. We're happy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, she gives that same energy as this mom. Like, everything should be about me in this thing. We're like, everything has to be about you. Some people take that on where they're like, I'm doing all this work. I'm doing all this stuff. And some people should begin thanks for what they're doing. But I'm like, the lasagna thing, when you're trying to take this whole thing, you're trying to make literally every part of this whole thing to be about you, and then you get mad when it's not. Mm-hmm. Someone needs to check you. I don't know who needs to check you, but it probably should be your son, but it doesn't seem like he's going to do it.
No. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like Brandon said, you're not her, and you'll never be her.
You'll never be her. If I was her, I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it again. You make yours and we'll do it, and we'll have a taste test and we'll all grade it in front of everybody.
Oh man, that's so messed up. I mean, she's messed up, but I mean, like, oh.
You eat a slice and your husband Have him eat a slice.
And then
have him pick which one's better. Blind taste test.
the loser sleeps alone. Like this next story.
Nice!
For some reason, I was like, wait, so the mom's trying to sleep with the son again? That's where my mind was.
Winner gets the son.
Am I the asshole for refusing to go into another room so my fiance and the baby could sleep alone?
Yeah, it depends. It sounds like you might be.
Yeah, I'm thinking you are.
My fiance, Jen, 29 female, just gave birth to our daughter 2 months ago. She strictly breastfeeds, so as you can imagine, she gets far less sleep than I do. During the day, I help with changing or holding her, but all feedings are up to Jen. The baby outright refuses a bottle. We've tried several times, but ultimately, we're both okay with this. Anyways, I'm kind of an independent startup video game developer. I did make one video game 2 years ago, but it honestly wasn't that great.
Was it played up?
Huh?
Was it played up?
It wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely.
So while I do get revenue from it, it's definitely not much or even a livable wage. This time around, however, I'm working with 4 other people and the game is turning out great. I also work a 9 to 5, but after getting home, having dinner with my fiance, and looking after the baby for a while, I jump on and work on the game. For the past 2 nights, I've been up till 1 to 2 a.m. working on the game. I've been ultra tired. I snore like a maniac while I'm tired. It's super embarrassing because I truly sound like a Mack truck. But yesterday, the baby had her 2 months old shots. She was so fussy, cried way more than normal. It was super hard for my fiance to get her to sleep. I finally went to bed around 2 a.m. and my fiance immediately asked me to sleep on the couch so that I wouldn't wake the baby with my snoring. I said no. I was tired and the couch is not comfortable at all. I had to work early. I wanted to sleep. She didn't fight it, but she called me a fucking prick and walked out of the room with the baby. I woke up this morning to find the baby in the crib in the nursery and my fiance asleep on the floor with no pillows/blankets. She still won't talk to me. Am I the asshole?
Wait, what was the ending part?
Oh.
The fiance left, and so he woke up and found her in the baby in the crib. She's sleeping on the ground next to the crib with no blankets or pillows because he wouldn't go. So I think he's the asshole because he wouldn't go sleep on the couch because the baby was already asleep in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I think he's the asshole because he's aware of how loud his snoring
he's
is.
explaining all the reasons of why he should go. And he's like,
am I the asshole?
Someone's not self-aware.
It's like he is, but
Enough.
That makes him worse.
yeah, it's like so you know you're a loud snorer. You know that you do that when you stay up late and you've been staying up late a lot. So why would you even go in the room? The baby just had shots. She's super fussy.
That's why it's funny it's coming from his perspective because he laid out the story so completely and he's like, wait, so
I'm in the wrong?
am I the bad guy? You're like,
She's not talking to me. This is weird, guys.
Yeah, no stuff. She was sleeping on the floor. But I think the other thing too is that the fact that he's staying up on his own account,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something. It's a passion project. It's something that could make money. But I know, what is that quote? You told it to me. And it was like, no one's gonna thank you for staying late at work or something like that.
I don't remember.
yeah, you told me that too.
I don't remember. I can understand working on a passion project, but also I feel like I'm self-aware enough to be like, oh, okay, I snore loud and, say this for me. I'm working on something. Brandon's with the baby. I know even if I want to be in there with them that I cannot be in there. I'm just going to sleep on the couch, especially because I'm coming in late.
Right.
So it's like, okay, it's one night. And also, I don't know how often I would be like having, I'd probably be working less if I just had a baby 2 months ago. I'm like, listen, it is a passion project. I do see it making money for me in the future. But like, guys, I just had a kid. Like, can we?
My baby's my passion. That should be your passion project.
This is my baby and my fiance. Like,
yeah, I think you're exactly right with the passion project is when you have a baby, priorities will change. Like they have to change. You're bringing another person and you're responsible for taking care of this little thing, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that you want to do is not going to be able to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It might need to be pushed to later. You might have to do it less. You might have to find better times to do it, but your life's going to have to change. And if one of the things that have to change is if you are choosing to do this, that you have to go sleep on the couch because you snore like a Mack truck, your words.
Your words.
Because you're up late. He's saying it happens when he's up late. So it is like, it's something he is within his control.
He has control of that.
And if you're like, well, I'm going to do this, this is the counteract. You go sleep on the couch when you're going to do that. So you don't wake up our kid who's been freaking fussy and crying all the time.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, you're pretty much the asshole to me. I'm sorry the couch is uncomfortable. Maybe go to sleep earlier.
Exactly.
Maybe you sleep on the floor.
Right. Okay, so top comment, you're the asshole, and anyone who voted not the asshole because of being two new stressed out parents is also an asshole. Do you know what combo is required for a breastfeeding mother to keep and maintain a milk supply, sleep, not stress, proper diet, and water? This man knows he snores and snores hard. He willingly stayed awake to work on a video game that is not his primary income until 2 a.m., knowing that he needed to be up in the morning for his full-time primary job. He made that choice willingly while he knew that his daughter got shots and was in a fussy mood. His wife struggled to get the baby down once already, so he goes into the room and starts snoring and then wakes the baby up and refuses to leave when asked because he's tired. Ah, boo-hoo, poor you. Your wife has no choice but to be up with the baby, feed the baby, etc. You have a choice to go to bed early and you chose not to. That aside, are you aware that the percentage of accidents like baby drops heighten the risk of PPA and PPD that a new mother goes through when sleep deprived? I'm assuming PPD is postpartum depression. I don't know what PPA is, though.
I don't know what PPA is.
She was saying what we said, but with, more fire in the comment.
Yeah.
Fire. I remember seeing a YouTube video. I'm curious about your guys' thoughts of couples who sleep separately. Like they have different rooms.
Yeah.
And there was like one couple where he was like, he likes to sleep late, so they'll go to her room for sexy time or whatever time, and then he just sort of goes to his room, and then he's like playing guitar and doing stuff, and then he goes to sleep. What do you guys think about the whole sleeping separately?
Okay, so Sadia actually told me about it.
Oh, really?
Because Sadia and Claudia have two separate rooms.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I've never met someone.
But I think she explained it to me, like, and next time we have to have her on, we'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
But she basically explained that, like, yeah, they'll sleep in the same bed sometimes, but like if Claudia works really early in the morning, and I think Sadia does too. So like if somebody gets home late or they're like, I need to get like a certain amount of sleep, they're like, I'm going to go sleep in this other room. So it's more of like when you're like, okay, I know I'm not going to be able to get sleep tonight, or it's going to be like too hot or whatever.
Yeah.
So I need to sleep tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I saw it a lot more like on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, how they'll be like, yeah, my parents have had two separate bedrooms, like, my whole life. And I didn't realize it was weird until like my friends were like, they sleep separately, but they're married. And I've heard it where some people are like, it actually makes the marriage like last longer because you're not fighting and you have your own space,
Yeah.
But I remember I brought it up to you when I was first hearing about it, and he didn't really like the idea of it.
I can see his face.
Yeah, I didn't, because it's like, that's not what I grew up with.
Yeah.
It's like my parents had one, so it's like, I'm just used to that. And so she's like bringing it to me, and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think that was an option.
Right.
So it's just like, but as like time goes on, I'm like, I don't know what it will look like. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily have an opinion on it.
Yeah. I guess I don't really have an opinion on it either. It's something I'd be like open for and open against. I'm like, I don't really care either way.
I want to do it, but I'll never do it ever.
Well, I would say yes or no. I'd be open to trying both ways, where it's like, yeah, maybe we did, have like a more traditional where we slept in the same bed, but then it was like, okay, what if like, I love you, but like, what if I slept in this bed tonight? Like, would that be, just to see how it'd be different? Who knows?
Yeah, because I think I like it. The only thing I'm against is the two beds.
Yeah.
In the same room. I don't like that.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, because I've seen that like in different cultures.
Yeah, I feel like that.
It used to be here.
Well, yes,
like sitcoms and all that.
Yeah, they're like, hey, honey, and they
good night.
They high five each other and then turn over.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely, because I'm like, I'm a snorer. I don't know how bad I am. This is just tangential knowledge, but I'm like, I've heard some people like they don't care, and then some people are like, you snore bad. So I would get it if you're like, you gotta be in another room. You gotta be away from me while we do it. But then there's like his situation where you're like, well, I want that romantic. Like don't go to bed mad and we like kiss each other and we turn over and our butts touch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I want. But then maybe you just like do a butt touch and then go back.
To be
And then you like sneak out of the bed. I don't know. I guess if there's any listeners that are pro or against either way, maybe you guys should let us know what you guys think about it.
They always let us know.
And I appreciate that for the most part. Can we talk about the Instagram message that you sent me? Somebody sent you a video.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do what I said to do?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I gotta look up her name.
I said he should send a voice message back just screaming, "Who my dad? Who my dad?"
Shout out creatively Chia. Who
Shout out.
Sent me a funny. She sent me a reel on Instagram of getting a tattoo of my dad, and they wiped the cream off, and there's nothing there. So I was doing better with my daddy issues, and they're back again. Who's my father? Who is my father?
Okay, so we got it.
Who is he?
Pain. Anger.
Who is
Violence.
he?
These are all the feelings I'm feeling.
But actually keep sending them because it actually
That was
did make me
good.
laugh.
It was
made
good.
me laugh a lot. So.
Did you want to send her a voice message right now?
Oh yeah, send a voicemail. Okay. Listen right now. What are we gonna say?
Just be like,
Who my dad? Like get right on the mic.
Yeah.
Who's my dad? Who's my father?
No. You can't.
Who is he?
Sam, stop.
Sam, please, bro,
Sam.
please. Sam, we got
This is actually live on the podcast. Hi, thank you. I love you. Bye. But who is he?
But seriously, who is it? That video was so good though. And then the fact that
I sent it to someone else who's like, oh, I've seen it. I'm like, I've never seen that joke before. And that's what made me, that's why I died.
I've never seen that joke either.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't like overstep, but I was literally watching you guys like all night. I kind of want you guys to like fall asleep, so I love that. I hope I get featured in the podcast because I literally watch it all the time. Hi everyone. Bye everyone.
Nice.
What was her name?
Creatively Chia.
Chia. Shout
Well,
out.
hopefully it's Chia. We'll see.
Or Shia?
She might yell at us. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh no, she's gonna get mad at us.
No, she's gonna get mad at you.
Yeah, she's gonna get mad because you told us her name.
Yeah.
Wait, get mad at Maddie.
No.
No one ever gets mad at Maddie. We need someone to get mad at Maddie.
Don't though. Don't though. I couldn't take it. Don't get mad at me.
The podcast just ends.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, one person gets mad at Maddie. She's like, Maddie's like, we're done.
This is it.
And you're like, we filmed a year
Yeah,
ahead.
like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We're done.
I'm not doing
I'm not
this
posting
anymore.
That was
And while we take this 2-minute break while Sam turns on the camera, just wanted to re-equate, 2 as in 2 minutes, as in 2 minutes and 10 seconds are the second month of the year, day 10.
Yes.
Go check out my man
Right.
Sam, who
With
we're
the
having a live stream just
Blachelor.
for him.
what's the Bachelor? I'm saying Bachelor.
Blachelor.
Like, what's the actual Bachelor
Shout out
theme
to
song?
Steph. Steph is the one that came up with that.
Shout out Steph.
Shout out,
Shout out Steph
for another show.
for another show.
Yo, go check out my cousin. What? Because he's really single.
I'm
What?
lonely.
Check out the Blachelor. What?
Me.
2/10 February.
Yeah.
Make sure my man gets some
Okay.
love. It's lonely out here for him.
Am I the asshole for wearing period-stained underwear, even though it grosses out the guy I'm seeing? Not safe for work.
Not safe. Well, it's just like the meme of like, why do guys wear these underwear for so long? Because my underwear.
Holes like, everywhere.
Holes, like just the whole butt just out because their holes are so big. So I'm like, I'm not, underwear expensive out here. I ain't trying to get new underwear. Especially if you're regularly getting your period. You're like, I'm going to get it again. These are the underwear for my period times. I'm like, I'm okay with it. Personally.
I mean, it's a stain. Sometimes stains are just hard to get out.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Am I the asshole for wearing period-stained underwear, even though it grosses out the guy I'm seeing? I, 21 female, had an irregular period for a few months after starting a new birth control. Unfortunately, my period stained about a third of my undies in the crotch area. It's faint, but it's still fairly noticeable. It's like a light, rusty brown shade. Now that my period is more regular, the stained pairs have become my period week underwear. The guy I'm seeing says he doesn't mind period sex, but when we're doing the dirty, he got really grossed out when he saw my underwear. I was confused and explained that it was an old period stain. He told me how unsexy it was to see what looked like a shit stain in my underwear. He asked if next time I could wear a clean pair. Not gonna lie, this pissed me off. I told him to grow up and sarcastically apologized that my normal bodily functions is unsexy to him. Plus, I pointed out he saw me pick out the pair of clean underwear for my freshly washed laundry about an hour after my shower. We kept going in circles, so I finally kicked him out of my place and texted him that I'm not interested in seeing him anymore. I blocked his number. I'm too old to deal with someone who thinks bloodstains are icky. All of my gal pals agree that he's immature since most women have a designated set of period-stained underwear for Shark Week. However, a few of my guy friends said his reaction was understandable since he didn't understand what it was and I was too harsh, and how I could have educated him instead of going 0 to 100. Am I the asshole?
Did she say she's too old?
Yeah, she's 21.
She's 21.
Hey, she knows. She knows. Listen, she's picking out the guys that she should be dealing with and not. So hey. Maybe when I was 21, I didn't know, but she knows.
Well, I knew from just the title, I knew they were going to be young. I knew it was going to be like 19, 20, 21. Like, I knew that was a thing. Because once you get older, you just realize people, even outside of periods, people just have constantly liquids and things coming out of their bodies. And you just, when you date someone, you get used to all those bodily functions. It's just a thing. And I definitely remember being younger, being like, ew, cooties. But I'm like, no, it's almost attractive to me. I'm like, oh, you're comfortable with me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need to see the lingerie. I'm like, girl, you in your granny panties and you still want to get weird? Okay, that turns me on. I like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a very young thing that you have this dumb opinion that it even matters at all. But it's up to you. You're the one in the relationship. If you're like, I ain't trying to deal with this, I don't really think you're the asshole for being done with it. Mm-hmm. It does seem like maybe there wasn't much else going on in the relationship if this thing was like, oh, yep, I'm done completely. Because I'm like, I feel like if someone you really liked, you would have been like, okay, I don't like that. I'll tell you I don't like that and we can move on. But maybe there wasn't much to the relationship.
Yeah. How didn't
it just said the guy I'm seeing, so it's not. She didn't even classify it as a boyfriend. Yeah. So
okay, so there wasn't even a timeline for it.
Mm-mm.
How old was he? Was he 21?
She doesn't say, but I assume they're around the same age.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, retweet.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see. It's like some guys just don't understand that they're like, like we're different. Like they just have you guys.
Yeah.
Like they don't know how to love the difference. I just don't get that.
Well, I feel like it is normal for men to kind of like be taught that in some circumstances, like what a woman does naturally, like what happens to a woman naturally. She grows hair on her legs and her arms and, oh, she should be clean shaven. You don't have to worry about yourself, but she should probably be, trimmed up or whatever for you. Her period. She don't make her talk about that.
It's locked away.
Even like, women when it comes to like pooping or farting, like a lot of women's for real, they're like, I don't like farting around my boyfriend. It's like, that's something that we were grown up on where it's like, you shouldn't be comfortable doing that in front of a boy. So I think sadly, it's just kind of the way the culture is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And that's why I'm like, me growing up literally around all women, I knew about super heavy flows and stuff at like 8 years old because I was surrounded by it and they all talked about it. So I'm like, I was more comfortable with it. But I totally get what you're saying. Like, yeah, a lot of men weren't exposed to it. I don't like when they meet it with anger.
yeah.
You don't know about something, you immediately get mad about it. Just come with understanding. Like, yeah, I don't understand. Come with understanding.
At least ask.
Yeah, don't get immediately. That's gross. I'm like, that's a crazy thing with someone you like to be like, that's gross. Don't do this again.
Or like a defensiveness. Like,
yeah.
Because I can understand. So I grew up with one sister and 2 brothers, but we were all pretty far apart. We're about 4 to 5 years apart each. So even when I was like starting to be like a tween, my oldest brother had moved out. So it was my mom, my sister, my brother, and me. And
You were a tween?
I was a tween once upon a time. I was a little 12-year-old once upon a time.
I feel like you just probably went from kid to teenager. You skipped the tween.
No, I definitely had a tween phase.
I'm so
I
curious
was on
about
my scooter.
Tween Maddie.
Tween Maddie had a fake lip ring.
No, she did.
In Arizona, when I lived in Arizona, I had a fake lip ring at a Renaissance fair and a black jacket September of Arizona. So it was really hot still, but I was a little kid. I wasn't comfortable with my body. So I was wearing a black jacket, my hair ponytail. But yeah, I had a little black lip ring.
Whatever.
It wasn't even a lip ring. I think it just looked like one, so I just put it on.
It was like one of those circle like key ring things.
Yeah. On my small lips.
Yeah.
So it's like a huge thing on my small little lips. And
funny.
it was like the first and last time I did that at that school. Because I think at that school, like I like had my hair down straightened and then I like just stopped because being a girl sometimes is hard. Like all the effort that, not all girls, but mostly girls just people that put a lot of effort in their appearance, they look great. But let me tell you, it's hard to do that.
Waking them at 4 o'clock in the morning to do it. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no. So I said, I can't do it. And I took the lip ring and I threw it. I got rid of it.
You're like, I'm done. With the patriarchy, right? You threw it away. You're like, screw
no,
the patriarchy.
With the patriarchy, I put it back on.
Yeah.
Invisibly, though. Yeah. But no, actually, some random girl at my school took a picture of me, posted it on Facebook, and then tagged me. And I saw what I looked like, and I was like, God, that's embarrassing. And so I had to untag myself, and then I was like, I can't do this. I can't be goth.
So that means that's absolutely going to be put into this episode right here.
No, I don't.
That
if I could find that photo, but I'm not friends with her. I really wasn't even friends with her then.
Yeah. Let's find her. Let's get her on the episode. Let's get her on the episode.
I think she was doing it to be mean. I think it was like, look at, it was like, look at this
girl. Get her on the
episode
and let's shame her.
No.
The whole episode.
But,
we're just like,
So why'd you put that up there?
Yeah.
Why'd you put that on the forever internet? But I tried to find it. I was like, I want to look back at my awkward face so I can delete it for good, but I'll save it on my camera roll.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have it. So people, I don't even think, I don't know.
I see it.
I probably looked even more emo on our emo episode than I would have when I was a tween. So there's more ammunition there to be like, to be that little character.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
That emo episode was crazy.
That was crazy.
I feel like it's one of our worst episodes.
I think so. Too. There were so many technical difficulties, and then just people couldn't get behind the fact that we were talking different.
Yeah.
Which I get. I totally get.
We have to leave it up forever, though. But it is one of our greatest failures.
Yeah.
So it's good to know.
Yeah. But the story, though.
Yeah. I think we mostly agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what she said, and
you're not.
I'm happy to hear your takes. Oh, what I was gonna say is, growing up with a boy and a girl in the house, like multiple, like a brother. It was like interesting because even though he grew up around girls, he was like, he wasn't angry about it, but he was defensive about it. He was like, I don't want to hear about it. And so when we'd be in the bathroom in the morning talking about girl stuff, anything, he's like, ew.
I think being in a split household where it was just me and my sister, my parents, they kind of drilled it into me very young that it was like, your sister's going to go through all this stuff. Like, you've learned about it in your sex ed class and all this, but you don't make her feel uncomfortable ever. And so it was one of those conversations. It scared, like, my dad was like so like direct and serious about it. I was like, all right, I won't do it. But then when it happened, it was just like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to be like something, I'm like, oh my God, like, I cannot not say anything about this. But I was like, oh, okay. So then after that, I don't know, just kind of changed.
It's
like,
just a bodily function.
Yeah.
It's normal.
I remember I took Myra, shout out Myra,
shout out Myra,
to get her first tampon because she was scared of tampons.
Really?
And I was like, it's not a big deal. Let's go shopping for them. She was always a pad girl, and I was like, let's become grown-ups. And she was like, okay, and we did it. I'm like, and I'm like, so what do you want? What do you want? And she's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
you're making a big deal.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm taking my
you
daughter
have heavy
to get
flow
her first
today,
tampon.
or is it light? Should we get all of them?
Although there was one time, I think you had called me to get some pads. And that was actually my first time actually buying them. And I was like, this feels so weird because it's just like I'm alone doing this. And I was like, this is awkward. I was just like, oh God. I went into self-checkout and I was like, gotta make sure. Dude, just do it in the bag. I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
I don't know why I was so scared to do that alone. But it was scary. But
I think that's one of those things that Sam was talking about though, where it's like, oh, you wear your granny panties around me. It's like the fact of like, oh, you know what pads I use, that's hot to me. I'm like,
that's freaking hot.
Like if you were just going away, you'd be like, hey girl, I know you're on your time of the month. Shark Week, that's so funny. Shark Week, and just give me like a little care package. That would be like, oh my God, like I love that.
That mundane, like normal day stuff that you don't tell other people, and you're just like, I know that about you. I'm like,
yep.
That's like the best parts of relationships to me.
Am I the asshole for saying I won't kid swap over our Christmas holiday? I, 32 female, have a brother, Charles, 38 male, who has a girlfriend, Claire, 35 female. Claire has a daughter, Ruby, 8 female. You guys catching on? You keeping all these names in here?
No.
It's a lot of names. Who has additional needs. This will be relevant. And I have a daughter, Bea, 4. We are all, along with mine and Charles' parents, going to be on a family holiday over Christmas. Claire was originally not bringing Ruby, as she was meant to be staying with her father, but her dad is a flake and canceled, so Claire is now bringing her. For some context, Claire loves my daughter, which is great. She will volunteer to babysit her. I don't need a babysitter as I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my mother is nearby for emergencies, unprompted, and whenever we see her at events, she'll always want to play with Bea. Bea loves her, and it's nice to see, but it's noticeable how she will spend a whole afternoon fussing over Bea, even when me and my husband are perfectly capable of looking after her. But again, she's great with Bea, so we don't mind. A couple of days ago, Claire and I were texting about what to pack for the trip as I was lending her some clothes. During this, I sent her a picture of what I was packing for Bea to give her some idea of what Ruby would need. And Claire said that she was really looking forward to seeing Bea. She then suggested for a couple of days during the holiday we could do a kid swap, where we babysit each other's kids for the day. I was immediately not keen on this idea, as I had only met Ruby twice, and I know nothing about her needs or how to properly look after her. I came on holiday to spend time with my child, not farm her out to other people. I skirted around the issue, saying we could definitely do things together, but Claire kept pushing me to agree. She wanted her and Charles to take Bea for a day to go ice skating. This back and forth went on for a while, before I finally said, no, I'm not letting you borrow my child. You already have one. Claire said that I was being unfair and that she deserves a break and to have an enjoyable holiday too. She then said she didn't want to borrow my clothes anyway and stopped texting me. Charles is now saying that she was very hurt that I won't let her take Bea out and that Claire adores her. I said that's not the point, and I'm not comfortable caring for Ruby on my own, and frankly, I find it a bit odd that Claire's idea of a break from parenting involves babysitting. Charles says I'm massively over-dramatizing and that babysitting Ruby for a few hours doesn't need a degree and I should just help Claire out. Now I'm wondering if he's right. Am I the asshole?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a very strange story.
Because it's like you guys are all going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to take care of Ruby, who has special needs.
Yeah.
You only met her twice. and you're trying to spend time with your daughter and create memories with your daughter.
Right.
I think the thing that makes this very strange is the fact that she called it out, but like, it's very interesting that you find a break with babysitting. That's, I don't know how I feel about that. Like that's, yeah, I don't know. Keep your eye on that one.
Yeah, well, I think she just really likes, at least in my opinion, I think she just really likes hanging out with her niece.
She's
I guess
younger,
you could call her that.
She's like a little 4-year-old, just cute, staid. Oh, if someone asks me to do something with my kid and I say no, don't keep asking. That's what I was uncomfortable with. I'm like, why are you repeatedly asking? I said no.
Yeah.
You like begging to hang out to watch my 4-year-old kid? I don't think that they're like that. There's anything like that. But I'm like,
it does give
it's gonna
weird
make
vibes.
me say no more that you're so adamant about it.
Yeah.
You probably know in the future.
Yeah. So I'm like, no, yeah. My first answer was right. You're not going to.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I don't think she didn't do anything, but it does give a creepy vibe.
It just gives a really creepy vibe that I would not be interested in. Because I guess that kind of happens with like, probably like grandparents are like, can I see can you bring them over?
That's different though. Because, you know, like grandparents, 9 times out of 10, well, maybe like 8 times, they don't have other kids to take care of.
There's no swap.
There's no swap. They just want your kid.
You guys are against the kid swap.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like all the kids go to a certain house and we take turns taking all the kids.
Right.
There's no swapping. I guess
That's how you
swap
give the
is
parent a
weird.
break is
Yeah.
you don't have any kids.
You don't have kids to watch.
Yeah.
Ooh,
that sounds like it's
now
strange.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is.
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, if those are the words used, that I'm taking a break by taking your kid is like.
Yeah.
Even
So-
though it might be true, unfortunately, like, everyone knows like it's already difficult being a parent, but then having a kid with special needs, like there is more work involved.
Mm-hmm.
And even though nobody wants to say it, I'm like, you might feel some relief. You're like, just for a little bit, like I don't have to experience that or work through that. So I'm like, I get that would be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I would never say that out loud, especially to another family. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's something I tell to my significant other, and we keep that tight. We keep that locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Top comment here. Not the asshole. The problem is not only that Claire wants to borrow Bea for a while, the problem is that she wants you to take care of her child with special needs. A child who you don't know, and Ruby doesn't know you, and could be very uncomfortable around people she doesn't know very well, and don't know how to care for. Now, without wanting to sound too cynical, do you get the impression that Claire somehow resents Ruby in any way, and would like to have a daughter like Bea instead? Her attitude around your child is strange at best, and it looks like Claire has something to unpack with a professional therapist. I'd be quite uncomfortable too, leaving my daughter with a woman who's slightly obsessed with her. And Opie responds saying, I wouldn't say she's obsessed with Bea. Actually, she really just loves kids. Like whenever she sees one out, she just always melts. But I do think she sees Bea and wishes she could experience similar experiences / milestones with Ruby. And really, I can't judge her for that. I only know 1% of what she goes through on a daily basis, and it sounds unimaginably hard. So it's not like I blame her in any way. I'm fine with doing things together, and even day to day, I'll invite her out with me to do things when I'm doing things with Bea. It's nice that she cares and is there to be a mom friend. I just don't think switching kids is a good idea when I'm not equipped to deal with Ruby's needs.
It seems like she's trying to take custody of Bea.
Bea, like this next
story.
That was pretty awkward. I remember in the beginning, there would be people who are like, you guys are like really awkward. I thought you guys would be like more chill. And I'm like, well, to a certain extent, we like the awkwardness.
Yeah.
But I'll say in that moment, Sam, you were a little too awkward for me. I'm like, Sam, just say it. Yeah. You know, like just, and like, I don't want to say anything, but like Jaquise has not said anything ever since that happened.
That's like really the elephant in the room. And I don't want to blame him.
Right.
Because this is his first episode.
First time on.
Time on. So yeah, the lights, everything. It's like big. It's bright.
Some would say he's melting under pressure.
Like I would say.
If you don't give that applause right now.
I would say he's a bit frozen.
Oh!
because he's not moving and he hasn't moved.
So when I'm feeling uncomfortable, like it's been like getting into me the entire episode. He's not moved. He's not said anything. You keep trying to bring him in the conversation. He doesn't say anything.
Just let it. He's getting cold feet.
And I'm getting even angrier because I've been trying to think of a cold pun this entire time. You guys are just going back and forth, just knocking them out of the park. And I'm just like, nothing. So I'm angry now. I'm absolutely done.
Pain, anger,
Pain,
violence.
violence, anger.
These are all the feelings I'm feeling while this song plays.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband if he fights for custody of his kids, I will divorce him?
Oh.
I, 27 female, am vehemently child-free. I'm sterilized and I have no intention of having or caring for any children. I married my husband, 33 male, last year and did not know he had any children until 5 days ago.
Whoa!
I travel for work for myself, and have amazing pay for very few active working hours. I'm a honeymoon planner, owning my own business. We have a joint account for bills and our own separate accounts for savings and fun money.
Fun money.
Fun money.
money.
Shout out fun money.
My husband sat me down 5 days ago and told me that he hadn't been completely honest with me, and he revealed that he has 2 children, 10 male and 7 female. He pays regular child support, however, it dips into his fun money, and he wants to be able to have fun like I am. So he said he would fight for 50-50 custody. I was furious he had lied to me and was even more angry when he told me he wanted 50-50 custody. He works 12 to 16-hour shifts as a nurse, and that would mean that I would have to take care of the children when I'm not working or is working from home. I told him if he fights for custody, I will leave him. We have a prenup, so my divorce would be pretty simple. I get 100% of my business, all of my savings and fun money, and the house as I inherited it from my grandmother. He called me an asshole and told me I should step up so he can have more money in savings and have fun. And because the kids won't be too much of a hassle due to their ages. So am I the asshole for telling him I will divorce him if he goes through with filing for custody? Edit, thank you all so much for helping me with the situation. I knew his lies were enough of a reason to divorce, and I'm proud to announce, soon to be ex, I just didn't know if divorcing him with kids would make me the asshole, especially because he works so much. He has since vacated from my house. I have spoken to a lawyer and am filing for an annulment. I can because he married me in the act of fraud. The AMA protects me if it was a fraudulent marriage. Thank you all once again.
What was the fraud?
I don't even mean that he lied about kids.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
I guess I didn't read that part and I shouldn't have read it to you yet. But anyway, she
So
is getting a
how
divorce.
is he going to get more money?
He was going to file for 50-50 custody, and if you have more time with your kids, you pay less in child support.
Oh.
So they were going to be there more, even though he was never going to see them, just so he could have more money to spend for fun things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, you said in the update was pretty much what I was going to say is like, the lie alone is enough.
Yeah.
Not disclose. It's not saying like, oh, I have like a debt or something. Like I have credit card. I have kids.
I have a tween almost.
Yeah. And you just found out 5 days ago.
Have living humans.
I have a 4th grader.
That's enough to get a divorce.
Yeah.
2 years away from middle school. Because even hearing that, he has like a baby, like, oh, she's like 2 or 3 years old. We've been together for like 2 years. So he must have just had her before we were together. No, these are kids.
Yeah.
It's not toddlers. That's crazy.
And it's like, it's disgusting to me when there's plenty of dads and there's some moms too who are like, don't want anything to do with the kids. They're like, they don't talk about them. You date them. You would never know they had kids just because they're not in their lives. But then, fine, be a dirtbag, be a scumbag like that. But then now you're like, well, this could benefit me. I'm pay less money, so I'm going to completely change this. I never told you about this. So I'm going from a dirtbag to still a dirtbag because it's literally just for the money.
Really, it's just for him to have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun money.
And you're not even going to have to really deal with any of the consequences of the kids being over because you work so much. Yep. This dude's a scumbag. Get out of there.
Yep. Go ahead and, good job, OP, for filing that divorce.
Yeah.
Showed you what what he was, and good on you for believing him. Got on out there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, there was always the things before you get married of like, get a credit report, get a STD panel. But now you got to like
Make sure they have kids or not.
How do you find out if they have kids?
Go on Facebook. I'm about to marry this man. Does anybody have kids with this man?
Actually,
I've seen that on
there's-
TikTok.
There's a Facebook group called like, do you know him or have you met him or something?
Really?
People like put pictures. I'm like, does anyone know this guy? And then people, it's the biggest. People are like, yep, I went on a couple dates and he did this and this and this. And
What?
It's crazy. They even have one, like they have one for every city. Like there's one for our city.
Whoa.
I gotta see that. Just
I'm
see
trying to
those
join that
scandals.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm never on Facebook, but I'll be on Facebook for that. I might
Yeah,
go
because my ex
scrolling.
told me she had looked up me on it. I'm like, you ain't never gonna find me because I'm a good man.
So she didn't find you.
She didn't find me.
I wonder. Man, I kind of feel like I need like a, I don't know, like
Some
a
good liquor.
Good liquor after
Like
that,
this next
like story.
story.
I didn't know what the word was, but I knew it was about alcohol. So I was like, he's a drink or something. But I was like,
Blame
they're
it
gonna call
on
me out
the
for that.
alcohol.
I wouldn't have called her out.
I wouldn't.
Well, you wouldn't, but this guy would. I think that would have been the one thing to make him talk.
If he started talking, I would freak. I would do a backflip.
I would be so scared.
Yeah.
So this last story is, am I the asshole for locking up my good liquor and only having store brand for my family?
Nah.
Is that how you guys would do it too?
I don't have good liquor. I never buy liquor, so I'm like, if I have liquor, I just bought it and it's probably bad liquor.
The only thing that I can equate this to is we were on, well, actually I can read the story too, but remind me about the cruise, Brandon.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for locking up my good liquor and only having store brand for my family? I don't care if you call me a snob. I enjoy my drinks and I can afford to get myself a good bottle every now and then. When we host at our house, I have learned not to leave out the good stuff. There's literally no point. My family, my wife's family, our friends, it doesn't really matter. If they aren't going to appreciate what they're drinking, then I feel no reason to waste it on them. I buy huge bottles of whatever from Costco. They can have all the mixed drinks they want. My wife says that I look like an asshole because I won't share. I told her that I would share if her brother could do two things. Figure out which bourbon was $20 and which was $1,200, and then just sip and enjoy it without slamming it back like a shot or mixing it with ginger ale. He didn't pass. So I'm not a big drinker either, but I can definitely see where it's like, dude, this is really expensive. If I
Yeah.
bring it for one night with the family, you guys are going to drink the whole bottle and you're not paying for the bottle. I'm paying for the
Yeah.
bottle. So why wouldn't I save it for myself? Or like if I have like a friend over, and then we just have like literally one drink, you know,
we're done.
that's it. This reminds me of the cruise. We go on a cruise. Hopefully we go on another one soon. But in the past, we've gone on the cruise with like groups of friends. First one we went with Sam and some other friends. The second one he didn't go
And you want to know why?
because it was the same boat.
It's just how you said the sentence. I went with a group of friends and Sam. And
I'm
that's how I
including-
felt
I'm
isolated whenever I go because I'm an old man hanging out with a bunch of kids and they're like, there's that old man. And then the rest of our friends.
Not me.
No,
Well, you my cousin.
Yeah,
so
I'm always like, you my
That's
cousin.
my cousin.
no. I don't know how I said it because you might have just completely mixed up my
Nope,
words.
I heard how you said it.
But I was saying as in like, listen, the first group of friends included Sam and the second group of friends didn't include Sam because he didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Dang.
No, you're right.
and I will say to your I don't know, to cut you some slack, it was the same boat and we were at least going to at least one other destination and you're like, I don't want, he's like, I'll go on a cruise with you guys. I just don't want to go on a cruise on the same boat.
Yeah, 'cause
And I don't
would've
want to
been
go to the
third
same
time I'd have been
destination.
on that boat, and I'm like, I ain't going on it 3 times.
So I was like, okay, I can
did,
get
though.
that.
I
But
went on it 3 times. It was fine.
yeah, it was still pretty fun. It would have been even more fun with Sam, but anyway,
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure, hopefully.
We got to go somewhere.
We do. But when we went on the cruise the second time, the first time I was a bigger drinker, but the second time I had a drinking experience where, you know, we all have that drinking experience where we drink too much and you're like, I'm never drinking again. And then you drink again, but it's
Yeah.
way less and you never push past that. And so I bought Crown Apple Or Crown Orange.
Peach.
Okay, you lost me. I did not know there was a Crown Orange. If you said Crown Orange, that sounds awful.
No, vanilla.
Crown Vanilla.
Oh! God.
Doesn't sound good to you? Apparently, if you drink it with orange soda, it tastes like a creamsicle.
Oh, no. I don't need a liquor creamsicle. That's not
Okay,
something
well,
that I need.
Anyway, it's expensive. And so I bought a big one. I was going to buy it for the cruise, but then, so we were split off of girls and boys, 4 and 4. And then, well, two other boys in a different room too. So 4 and 6. Tell me why some of the boys come in, they drink up all the other girls' alcohol, and then they leave. And then they go to the boys' room and they don't invite the girls, where they drink all their alcohol that they brought.
No.
And this wasn't all the boys, but I'll say this was at least half.
What
We'll say it
about
was 3 of
certain
them.
boy here.
It wasn't the certain boy here.
Okay.
I good boy. I drink tea.
And wine. We had a wine night. It was pretty.
Ooh, I love wine.
But yeah, no, it was other boys. And so we found out afterwards, after most of their liquor was gone, and I was like, listen, guys, because obviously, like, the people are like, we're not going to touch what you don't bring out. So it
Right.
just stayed in the fridge the whole time. I never brought it back out. But yeah. Because I'm like, you guys are going to drink all of it in one sitting.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to mix because everybody else brought light liquor and I had dark liquor. But I was like, you guys are going to freaking drink all of it. And I'm not even really going to get to, and I paid so much money for this freaking bottle. So I
when
didn't.
did you drink it?
I didn't drink it at all on the trip because I didn't really drink it all on the trip. Actually, I ended up not feeling like drinking it at all. So
Because what were y'all drinking on that first? Y'all were drinking coconut rum.
no, yes, coconut rum.
That's where I'm like, y'all.
And pineapple juice.
Y'all just trying to get drunk. Y'all don't even care. Yeah, kind of similar to the story is like, I used to work at a gas station. So I'm like, I know there is like the lower level, the lower tier, and there's higher tier. And I'm on the OP side where like, I spent all this money on this stuff. Because my boss now, not this boss, the other boss, he loves whiskey. He knows all about whiskey, talks about whiskey, goes to different places. He knows like all the different flavors, and he knows when it's bad. For most part, people are like, oh, it's whiskey, it's fine. But bad vodka, like Barton's vodka, where it's like $2 for like a half pint of it, it is literally rubbing alcohol. And anytime someone will come in the gas station and get it, I'm like, oh, they probably have alcoholism because there's no reason you would buy this. It is so bad and it tastes so foul. I'm like, you just need to get drunk because that's the only reason you would drink this.
Is there a good top shelf vodka you would drink?
For me, anything that's not Barton's or McCormick's is fine. Vodka is vodka to me. I'm not a liquor connoisseur, but I'm like, that's the only one I'm like, I won't do that. I'll move on anywhere else. Because I'm like, when I was like drinking more in my early 20s, like we would get like Sky Vodka. We liked Sky Vodka. There was another one that we really got down with. But it was between those two that's what we would get. And it mixed well with everything and it was fine. Because real liquor drinkers, they don't mix.
Right, they just drink it straight.
Only fake people, we mix because we're like, we need it to be sweet. We mix it with stuff. And I'm like, real drinkers are like, they're drinking whiskey straight. They're like, I like the bite. And I'm like,
You're all right.
Crazy.
I just want it to be sweet and me get drunk. That's all I want.
I think the wife is looking at this in the wrong light. She's not looking at it. The way she needs to look at it is like an expensive hobby. If she looked at it that way, she wouldn't be mad.
Right.
Because he's like, he knows his stuff. He's like, I know what quality is.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the quality is. It's like taking him into there was a store we had where
Markers.
Yeah, the markers. It's like she spent all that time doing the research, finding out what markers work best just for a kid to go. It's like, no, take the 50-cent Crayolas and go crazy with those. But it's just, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're not complaining, are they?
No,
It's
I don't.
only the wife
She's
who's
embarrassed. She's like,
She's embarrassed.
because I don't even think they know
They
that
don't.
he has it.
And exactly, the average person won't know. So there's no. I provided this for you.
Nor do I think they care. They probably
Yeah.
don't really care. I think I was gonna say, I can't touch vodka, But I do like a Long Island iced tea.
Which is crazy.
Because it gets you there. Yeah. Okay? You just need one and you sip on it. Because a good bartender, I don't know how she does it or they do it, but they will make the flavor of alcohol disappear. I saw this woman make a Cuban iced tea, and I swear to you, liquor, sneeze of Pepsi. And I didn't taste the alcohol in there.
Well, I think the Long Island's just like that combination of liquor just works together that it doesn't taste like you're drinking a fire thing, because I don't get how it works.
It's crazy.
I don't get how Long Island's work, but I'm like, I always love a good Long Island.
Yeah. But that's a good Long Island. It's got to be. You got to know what you're doing. Hey! 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 Blachelor!
Come on, you tell me you gonna miss out on that?
We'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Bye!